Okay, hey guys, it is Nikki Bray, and I am trying to create you a quick video tutorial to show you how to actually go step by step through the creation of a Google Air presentation. Again, these are great instructional tools that I want to encourage you guys to use in the development and instructional strategies for your student, the development of lessons and instructional strategies for your students. To begin with, let's start in Google and my internet. When I open up uh, Firefox or Chrome, it is set to default to the Google page. And since this is a computer that I use all the time, it knows me, and so all of my information is up here in this right hand corner. So I'm going to begin by going to the Google app, and you'll find that app in the box of boxes, and they've recently updated their Google app. And I'm going to click on the Google app, and you will see my Google page with the stream here. The next thing I need to do is hover over the home page so that the drop down menu will open up and I can see all of my options, which in this case I'm interested in starting a Google Hangout. So I'm going to click on Hangouts, and then the Google Hangouts pops up, and I want to choose Hangouts on Air. And so I'm going to choose that option, and this is what comes up next. So now I'm going to click this yellow box that says, yellow orangey box that says create a Hangout on Air. We're going to give it a name. For you guys, I'm going to call this sample Google Air presentation. And I'm going to tell people what this lesson is about. I will demonstrate how to record a Google Air presentation for my students. I want to set the recording to start now. As you can see, I could set it to start later and set a time, but I want to do this now, so I'm going to click back on now. I do not want this to go to the public, so I'm going to delete that. You have to share this with someone. You have to have an audience. So I'm going to put in here Dr. Ann Nero, one of my mentors, and I'm going to put her in here for now, but you should put the other person that you're presenting with, even if they choose to do their presentation on their own, which, let me add, I have decided that if 2 or more people collaborate and actually do this presentation together and push through what you do not know and are willing to redo it and try it again a time or 2, I'm willing to give you extra credit. So I will give you extra credit if you submit a presentation that has at least 2 people presenting. Sorry for the background noise. I do have a puppy that appears to be having a dream, so I apologize for that. All right, so now I am ready. I've set everything up. I am ready to click the share button. And you will notice this page appear. And on this page, this is all the information about my event, my Google Air presentation, who it's hosted by, a link if I want to click and get the link that I can send out to people, if I want to embed the video, or my actual link to the YouTube page. Just the basic information about it here, and who all is watching. So right now I'm currently the only one watching. Dr. Nero has not responded, but there needs to be at least one other person here. And now I'm ready to click this button here that says start the Hangout on Air. Now at this point, you want to minimize your other screens, okay? The only other screen that you want to pull up is your PowerPoint, and you want to have that in the background. You need to have that in the background, but I got to move it around here so I can get to my Hangout. Again, it's going to be redundant and ask me to invite my friend again. And then I'm going to click the invite button, and as you can see, hello everybody. Notice down here, you can see that Google is preparing to go live. Okay, so in the meantime, I'm going to pull this screen up so I can stagger, and then I'm going to pull up my PowerPoint presentation just above that. So now I'm ready. Okay, now I have my green Start Broadcast button, and if you notice, I keep looking down. In preparation, I went through and jotted down specific notes that I wanted to make sure and address. And I would recommend that while you have a PowerPoint that is succinct, and I'm going to talk about the design and the way a presentation should look on screen, you should have your detailed notes that you are ready to refer to. You don't want to put all of this writing, bunch of words, death by PowerPoint. Okay, so minimize the amount of words you use. Keep it succinct and focused, but I'll talk about the presentation side in a minute. Okay, now we're ready to go. I'm going to click Start Broadcast. Oh, I'm sorry. Before I click Start Broadcasting, I want to hover on this left-hand side of my screen and click on the Share Screen button before I start to record. Okay, so I click that button, and my options, I did the entire screen earlier. That's every single thing. Now I can still do that, but I need to close everything. Or I can choose to keep recording my face, not. Or, since I have my PowerPoint pulled up, I can choose just my PowerPoint. So no matter what else is on the screen, the only thing that your learners are going to see is your PowerPoint. So as soon as I click the Share button, okay, it's sharing my screen. Let me click this back up for you to see. I have to remember to come back to this page and click Start Broadcast. Now, once I click this, remember, the only thing that's going to be viewed is my PowerPoint because that's what I just selected. Okay? All right, so I click Start Broadcasting. It wants to remind me you're about to go live. You can broadcast for up to 8 hours. Please do not do that to me. Keep it succinct and organized. So I click OK. And we are waiting. Now we are live. This is recording. Okay. So now I can minimize this screen. And the only thing that Google is going to show is my presentation. So all I have to do is go to the top, click on the slideshow button and say play from the start. Here comes my presentation. Now all I have to do is hit the space bar or the next button on my keyboard to advance through my slides. So real quickly, let me take it another direction. That ends kind of the instructions on how to record your Google Air, other than the fact you do have to go back and hit the stop recording button. But once you get here, notice that this is an eye-catching presentation. It's not just a white screen. But it's a template that Google offers. And then this is the one slide that has the most words, and it's actually a quotation. If you use quotations from your textbook, you should have a citation at the bottom of that screen. Make sure you cite anything you use that does not belong to you. Then I developed this lesson. So human-centered design thinking is human-centered. And as you notice, I set up where all the other things faded out so students knew that there was more to come. And then notice too that I just have a simple image that is relevant to the topic, empathy and understanding of the needs and motivation of people. At this point, I would talk about this specific piece of information in greater detail. But I would not put all of that text on the screen. All right, now notice collaborative is going to appear. Multiple perspectives equals lots of creative ideas. Hence the reason why I put you guys in groups. If you notice, my image is appropriate because you see people are down working and participating, and it looks like this might be the teacher that's over there asking students, inquiring, probing their thinking. And then optimistic, and voila, it's very consistent throughout. We all can create change. The process can be fun. Changing the way we're used to learning. You guys are used to someone talking to you and not being engaged and not having any input, being like an empty vessel, and I'm just pouring all my knowledge into you. And that is not what learning should be like at all. You should be where students are thinking and sharing their thinking process. And then experimental is the next one that pops up on this slide. I just want you to see, I'm not really teaching you what design thinking is, but I want to show you how now I'm demonstrating to my learners a process. Don't be afraid to fail. Learn from your mistakes. Think of new ideas and get feedback. This is kind of timely, isn't it, after the discussion we had today and my prompting and begging and pleading for you not to be afraid. This is the wave of the future, using technology in the classroom, making learning more engaging, requiring students to think and be cognitively engaged in learning. The design process, now I don't know what happened, why this is out of order, but you start with discovery, then you go to interpretation. Again, I'm only sharing this with you so you can get some design ideas. Here I had a lot of information that I needed to share on the screen, and I wanted you to see, the best way to share it. Key points that are up here with very little terms and appropriate picture that kind of matches. And again, this particular box on the end, the timing is not set appropriately because it was already on the screen. Now, discovery, I'm going to now branch off and I'm going to start talking about each one individually. And then at the bottom, you'll see I tell them to click when they are ready. So notice here, now I'm going through these 5 processes and I'm talking about them individually. So I'm just showing this to you to give you ideas on how to organize your lessons. This is not a design class necessarily. Now we're going to move to interpretation. And again, it tells you what that means, okay? And then it's going to share for you, capture your learnings, share inspiring stories. So you see I'm using the same consistent colors, text, I'm not changing my text, they're all the same. I'm consistent in that I'm using an image that's appropriate. And then I give students instructions. Click when ready. Okay, there's more information being given to them about this second box now. Click when ready. And now they, again, giving your learner control, giving them choice, giving them decisions. All right, now we're moving to the ideation where we're creating ideas. And here we go, same setup. So see how consistent it is throughout. Okay, anyway, there you have it. And there is my example for you. I hope this is a almost 13-minute video. I hope that you find this beneficial. I'd like to get your feedback on how much this helped you. Okay, get started working, you guys. I expect great presentations from you.